Welcome back, Hip Hop Purists, to another episode of 40 Years of Hip Hop, where we review and dissect 1,000 songs over the span of 40 years, from 1979 to 2019. This is your host with the many aliases, the G-Man, better known as the G-Money, also the Incredible G, aka the Shimkura Guy Gene. And today we will be reviewing episode 71. Take You There by Pete Rock and CL Smooth from their 1994 album The Main Ingredient. Let's take a trip down memory lane. On July 16, we lost another legend, Biz Markie. While I watched the many footage of his funeral on August 2nd, I can't help to realize that he was responsible for some of the greatest and most impactful rap hits of his time. Markie's music helped inspire other artists to follow his lead, with rappers like the Notorious B.I.G., Nas, Jay-Z, 50 Cent, and R&B singers like Mary J. Blige and Maya having sampled his music over the years. This has made his legacy and time in hip-hop even more significant. Biz Markie's legacy is connected to countless hits, records, and cultural anthems that wouldn't exist in the same manner without his contribution to the culture. I hope the younger generation will get to try to know who he was and what he contributed to hip-hop. He's got 2 or 3 songs that made our 1,000 lists. Nobody beats the Biz. Rest in peace. Now, back to the review. Fast forward as Originality. Pete Rock and CL Smooth, Take You There. What makes the songs original? This song is about uplifting, inspiring happiness, optimism, and hope. A song so mellow and smooth that after listening you get all motivated to battle and confront any obstacles in your life. This song personally helped me when I had a rough time in my mid-20s. Such an inspiring song. The song was the second single of the exceptional album, The Main Ingredient, that charted as number 51 on the US Billboard 200 and as number 9 on the US top R&B hip-hop albums. The album is notable for its snappy, crispy drums and extensive use of vocal scratches, usually from songs by the late Biz Markie. Pete Rock really sampled Biz Markie on this joint, on this album too. And for all these reasons, I had to go with a 4.25 out of 5 for Originality. Courtesy of Discogs and All Musics for the information and credits. A fun fact, this was the duo's sophomore and last album together, sadly. They separated, citing creative difference, although both parties have since admitted that an unstable working relationship was the main cause of the split. Delivery, lyrics, and flow. The song's lyrics are intelligent and wise, an uplifting song. All Music's Stanton Swearheart described CL Smooth as a lyrically on-point MC, spitting out intellectual rhymes and narratives that are just as propulsive and engaging as the music. I definitely agree with him 100%. And the song features vocalist Crystal Johnson on the chorus. As a hip-hop quotable, I got, on verse 1, I got, never judge a book by the cover. Discover the soul brother with the mechadon working brunette to blonde. How many Edison come when I respond in full black with us having the Vernon villains back to back. Amazing grace when I face the great paper chase. For real, it's long overdue, so I don't want to talk to you. I struck the hell out of Mademoiselle who insisted every night she get her back twisted in the enlisted. I'm living through my son so that he see it this way. I want him in the NFL, his brother in the NBA. So that's such inspiring. You know, I got 2 sons and I may wish them one in the NHL since hockey is my favorite sport. And the other one, he may do whatever he wants, you know, as long as he does something that he loves, like I'm doing right now. On verse 2, I got another quotable. It's my whole mind state gravitate to weapon, making people in the business get a misconception. It ain't hard to the core, it ain't sex on the bitch, it's just another plot of the brothers have to reach. Empathic with non-cipher, then we were broke and misguided. Try to gas me like Hitler once we get divided. No question you're dealing with a mecha affair, so anywhere you want to go, I'll take you there. That's so inspiring. And then we got the final verse. Verse 3, I got another quote. Said it so I can make him all respect my fame. When brothers try to count all my chips in the game, now let me civilize your foolish acts of gunplay. The plan of a stick man, the pricing how to get away. Chose for Negros the most hypnotical flows on the planet or on the East Coast track rolls, god damn it. Oh, CL, man, this guy's had mad lyrical skills, and the subjects of his songs were so inspiring, you know. And don't forget, courtesy of genius.com for the lyrics. And for all these reasons, I had to go for lyrical part with a 4.5 out of 5. Drum rolls, please. This is my top 5, and today it's going to be top 5 Pete Rock and CL Smooth songs in any particular order. I got for number 1 the song called The Creator. It's on the album Also Loud in 1991. This one is only Pete Rock rhyming. It was so cool, original, you know. Then you got Straighten Out. That was on the Mecca and the Soul Brother 1992 joint. That's one of my favorite songs, and it made the top 1000 list. Later on, it will be reviewed, Straighten Out. And then you got The Reminisce Over You, T-Roy. That's another dope joint that may make the list. Maybe Mr. Ron will pick it. But it's such an inspiring song about missing someone, you know. It's really good. It's on Mecca, the Soul Brother 92 album also, it was on it. And then you got as number 4 the song Skins. It's about the ladies, featuring Grand Puba. It was also on the Mecca and the Soul Brother 1992 album. And then you got Take You There, the song that I'm reviewing, on the album The Main Ingredient 1994 joint. That was my top 5 Pete Rock and CL Smooth songs. Production and beat. This is what makes this good or bad. The sample-driven beat infused with melodic breaks is what makes this beat so smooth and mellow. A track to be played in the background on an evening with your other half or a hot summer chilling night with some friends. About the producer, Pete Rock. He's one of the most prolific and masterful producers in the entire history of hip-hop. He's a genius in regards to sampling and taking obscure songs that never really pushed in the mainstream and breathing new life into them. Case in point, Kenny Burke's Rising to the Top for the song Take You There, the sample. Sure, everyone from Mary J. Blige and Biggie to the Mary Jane Girls used that catchy melody and bass line, but Mr. Rock made it his own while letting CL Smooth spit clever bars on it. Pete Rock has a huge collection of classic and obscure vinyl records, having access to his father's huge collection as well as an activity known as digging in the crates. His first step to creating a beat using samples is listening to the records and finding the parts. He then takes a section of the record that he likes by chopping it up into many little pieces. This makes it easier to speed up or slow down the sample melodies on the MPC. Pete Rock prefers grabbing drum parts from records, isolating kicks, double kicks, and snares rather than using sound library drum sounds. Usually starting with the beat first, recording the MC, then working out the song arrangement and instrumentation around the vocals. All music Stanton Swihart also described Pete Rock's production work as among some of the most seductive in hip-hop. He has a unique production sound that he developed on the Main Ingredient album, a more polished sound. Pete Rock's production resume is so impressive that we will need a special podcast to discuss it. A series dedicated to hip-hop producers, which you'll think if we delve into that later on. Give us some feedback. You can always email us or hit us on our IG or Twitter and give us feedbacks. The beat contains 5 samples. You got multiple elements from Rising to the Top by Kenny Burke from 1992. Multiple elements from Zimbaku. It's by the Black Heat, a 1975 joint. Then you got the drums on Upon This Rock by Joe Farrell, 1974. Then you got vocal lyrics sample from Long Red by Mountain, the group, the 1972 joint. And then you got the best part, the vocal lyrics of Vapors by my man, the late Bismarcky from 1988. Don't forget, courtesy of WhoSample.com. And for all these reasons, I had to go for production and beat with a 4.25. Before we get back to the next section, we at 40 Years of Hip Hop use Buzzsprout to broadcast our podcast and get our show listed on every podcast platform available. So far, our podcast is listed on over 20 platforms and reached $10,000 in less than a year. As a Buzzsprout member, you will get a great looking podcasting platform, an audio player that you can drop into your website, even WordPress. You will also benefit with detailed analytics and tools to promote your episode like audio, video snippets of your podcast called Soundbites. My favorite benefit is that I get to generate a second revenue by talking about something that I'm passionate about. Think about it. Are you a fan of something? Try podcasting about it. It's as easy as it's fun and can generate you a second revenue. Get started for free. No credit card required. Cancel anytime. No contracts. Use the link in our episode notes to let Buzzsprout know that we referred you, and if you sign up after your trial to a paid plan, you'll receive a $20 Amazon gift card and help support our show. Buzzsprout is the way to go. Relevance and longevity. Did it stand the test of time? If so, how? It actually did at a certain point. With time, it became a more adult kind of song. Adult contemporary hip-hop music is the sound of Pete Rock. This track is overshadowed by his classics Straighten Out and They Reminisce Over You, sadly. The song peaked at number 76 on the Billboard Hot 100, 67 on Hot R&B Hip-Hop Singles and Tracks, 33 on the Hot Rap Singles, and number 9 on the Hot Dance Music Maxi Single Sales. The song was remixed by Pete Rock by himself. In 1994, he made the Take You There Pete Rock remix. The song was sampled in over 14 songs. The most notable ones were Take You There by Night Wonder in 2008. It was also sampled on Conquer Mentally by Presto featuring Sadadex, OC, and Large Professor in 2008. And on the song Make Believe by Static Selector featuring Freddie Gibbs, Easy Money, and Terminology in 2003. And for all these reasons, for relevance and longevity, I have to go with a 3.5 out of 5. Another fun fact. The album was a favorite of the late producer Jay Dilla, who played it while meeting with Pete Rock to record Slum Village Once Upon a Time for the album Fantastic Vol.02 into 1998. Rest in peace, Jay Dilla. Impact. How did this song impact hip-hop culture? The song's impact on hip-hop is mild for this one. It's a personal favorite of mine, and the ladies will remember this one mostly. Overall, the album was less hip-hop. It had a more polished and clean overall sound, mostly attractive to the ladies and intellectual brothers. The backpack hip-hop fans appealed less to them by the time of this album. Continuing a theme initiated by Mecca and the Soul Brother, the album contained brief instrumental interludes that are placed at the beginning and end of songs. That was so ill. With the exception of just a few tracks, this feature is recurrent throughout the album. In addition, the main ingredient saw Rock fleshing out and defining his trademark production style, which is now recognized for often containing smooth bass lines, swirling horns and filtered samples, and spacious grooves. The production on this album proved to be influential upon a legion of latter-day producers. And for all these reasons, I had to go with a 3 out of 5 for impact. A fun fact, the duo were often compared to the group Gangstar, which also featured one MC and one producer, DJ. As a total score, I went with a 19.5 out of 25. That gives us a 78%. Thank you, fellow hip-hop purists, for tuning into our podcast at 4 years of hip-hop.buzzsprout.com and click on the Support Us heart icon to buy us a coffee so that we can continue our weekly podcast journey until we reach 1,000 episodes. We're also available on all major podcast platforms, YouTube and Dailymotion. Follow us on social media at 40 Years of Hip Hop on the IG, Twitter, and Facebook. Links in podcast notes. We've also made FeedSpot's Top 50 Hip Hop Podcast list at number 40. Go check the list. Link in our episode notes too. I'll be back next week with Justify My Thug by my man Jigga Jay-Z. This is the G-Man signing out, and I'm Howdy 5000. Peace.